now going to cover the topic of how to add extra FreeSat or extra non-FreeSat channels to your FreeSat receiver. So a lot of channels do not come on the FreeSat box simply because to keep the box simple, or they don't have a licensing agreement with FreeSat to be on their boxes. So the process to add it on is quite simple. We simply come along and hit the menu button. We come down to settings, and we can see there's an option here, add non-FreeSat services, and manually tune. We hit select, and it comes along and it gives us an option then to start entering information here. So in this case, I'm just going to give you the example of adding on UTV as a non-FreeSat service. 906. Now, as it happens, I've programmed this box for the North of Ireland, so it's on it already. But in the situation where 22,000 is the correct symbol rate, and the polarization here, it says horizontal, we actually want to set it to vertical, okay? But if this was a UK box, we'll say set up for London, you might want to add UTV on, but it's just by way of example. And to start the programming here, I just do the arrow forward here, so you can see the status here has moved from stopped to started, and there's a please wait thing here. So what it does now is, I don't find this particularly fantastic feature on it, and what it does now is it doesn't actually tell you exactly which channels it's added on. It simply goes through, it says service collected, and then it simply says stopped. So at this stage, these channels have already been added on to the service, okay? So what we do now is simply hit the menu button to bring us back to the previous screen. And now what we want to do is we want to scroll down and show non-FreeSat services, okay? So we simply select yes. And that's it. That's the next part, step 2 in the process, which is actually to say we want to do it. So it says set to yes, and we simply say OK. Okay. So now what we do is we simply go to the menu button here, and menu again. We're back out to the very start. So just say we were on channel BBC 2. Okay. What we would do now is we would scroll back to BBC 1, and then scroll back to the non-FreeSat services are added on from the number 3000 onwards. So if we go here, we will see that 3001 is ITV Channel Islands, STV is on 302, and if we just continue to move forward here, you can see the various versions of UTV or of the ITVs have been added on this particular channel here. Okay, so in this case, I actually picked the poor example because UTV wasn't added into the onto the non-EPG section simply because it's already on the main box. So that's actually a clever piece of software on the FreeSat box I didn't realise was there. But you see the general idea. So there's 3 steps to it. The first time you're using it, you simply go in, you add in the frequencies, add on the channels, you turn on the display. By default, non-FreeSat channels are not being displayed, and then the final feature of it is you actually access them, and they come at the very end of the list. After the very end of the list and before the very start of the list is where the non-FreeSat channels go in. So deliberately FreeSat make the channels a little bit awkward to access, but Sky do exactly the same things because they obviously want to promote FreeSat channels on the FreeSat system. So that's it from beginning to end, how to add non-FreeSat channels onto your FreeSat box.